Gallery. This is Captain Marbles #1, starring Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. And this is actually the newest comic I have ever reviewed. It came out this Wednesday and today is Friday. Weird thing though, really weird thing, my comic book shop, for some reason, they had put this comic under the S section. It was right next to Sideways and Superman, and I didn't know why. I'll also start off by saying this comic is crap. I got this cover, it's the variant cover, because the other one was awkward and embarrassing, and I should have taken that main cover as a hint of what this book was gonna be like. The backstory, the origin of this book is that in the New 52, John Jeffries revamped Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. And if I'm being honest, it wasn't good. It wasn't badly written. It was like an accumulation of bad ideas. Like, firstly, he made a boneheaded decision to... Actually, right, it's in this book as well. He seems to think that Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, that his book, it shouldn't be about Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. And that it's actually all about the whole Marble family. And the problem is, especially the way John Jeffries did it in the New 52, he introduced Billy Batson as Captain Marbles. And then, in his origin story, also introduced the entire Marble family. And the thing is, the Marble family, in my opinion, they should be pretty minor, with the exception of Captain Marbles Jr. and Mary Marbles. But even them, they shouldn't be set up in the exact same origin as Billy. The thing is, it just completely devalues Billy here as Captain Marbles. Like, to have 6 or 7 other kids running around with the same powers, and some of them have the same powers and other powers too. So Billy here is like, not only is he not unique, he's not even the most powerful one. And this comic, it pretty much continues that trend. This isn't about Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. This is about John Jeffries' Marble family. And he took the term Marble family far too literal and made them an actual family. I'm going to say, actually, this is basically just a superhero version of the Brady Bunch. And the sad thing is, that is the exact sort of awful quote that they would put on the cover of the trade paperback. Another thing is, John Jeffries, he reimagined all the characters. So Billy Batson, he transformed from a do-gooder, he was basically a nice kid. He was transformed into a scrappy orphan looking for a fight. And Freddie Freeman, he was morphed into a troublemaker. Most of the silly family, they were just created by John Jeffries, and they are as much as an equal opportunities cast. The only one that I think bears any real resemblance or feels like a natural embellishment on the original character is Mary Marbles. The other thing, this is a New 52 character. The New 52 version, well, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. The time to do this book was 4 or 5 years ago. But what I think happened, and I genuinely believe this is the case, John Jeffries, he wrote that New 52 stuff. And then afterwards, he went, I am done for now, but this is my character. Don't let anyone else touch it, because I will come back to it eventually. So Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, he's been mostly off the table for 5 years. He will show up in crossovers in like the background or in a small role, and they have actually done one-shots with him. Like They did a Multiversity one by Van Morrison. That one was really good. There was a Convergences one by Jeff Parkman and Dr. Shannon. I can't remember if I actually read that one. I think I've got it, so I must have. Let's get into this actual comic though. We do start off with a truncated origin of Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. So that is half useful. And then we cut forward to the modern time, and there is a robbery at a museum, and Billy and Freddy are there on a school trip, and Billy, he says Shazam. That is the wizard's name, not his own, and he becomes Captain Marbles. And you'll be expecting like a really good introduction on the next page, like a really solid image that looks awesome and cool. And no, they have gone for the most emasculating pose ever. And I don't use terms like soy boy because, well, they just sound weird coming out of a British person's voice. And also, I don't want to be false flagged. But let me just say, right, this image here, right, let's just say that Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, he may have downed 14 pints of soy. It's clear, this image, that other cover, they have seen the trailer for the film, and the film actually looks great, and they have thought that the solution is to make Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, make him goofy and the whole thing a comedy, like in that trailer. But this is not funny. This is just stupid. The trailer actually isn't hilarious, and it doesn't really try to be. Like, you might not laugh at a lot of it, but the bloke playing him, Chuck, he is likeable enough and he's charismatic, and you are willing to go with it. Like, you don't laugh at everything, but you still enjoy it. Captain Marbles, he isn't a comedy character. He's not Deadpool. The film has gone for the comedic route, but even that, it's not making a mockery of the character. It kind of feels like the natural direction to go. Here, John Jeffries, he is trying to marry it to the film, but he isn't really funny. And the best he can bring to the table is making Captain Marbles look silly, or getting the artist to draw him looking silly. And this is also how they are establishing the character, how they're introducing him for a new audience as a goofy guy. And this page here though, this page is the only good page in the whole comic, because it's the only one with Captain Marbles on it, really. He's getting shot and the bullets bounce off him, and he catches a bullet in his teeth. And then before he can do anything else, the rest of the Marble family show up. And Billy Batson, he doesn't even get to thwart a petty robbery at the start of his own comic. And that is all you see of Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson. And the rest is all about the Brady Bunch family and all the kids bickering back and forth about names, what they're going to call themselves, as if they're not already called the Marble family. Why would they even consider calling themselves after Shazam the Wizard? That is just stupid. Like, the inherent problem with that idea, calling themselves after Shazam the Wizard, it's even mentioned at the start of this comic. If they called themselves Shazam, they could never refer to themselves in the third person, or even say their own name. And this is their base. It is like the train station where Billy Batson got... Oh, this is something else that really annoys us. Something that really annoys us about DC. John Jeffries is as much as their god. We have got an advert here for Aquaman, and it is a good idea, actually. Advert for the film there, and then advertise some collections to get. But whenever DC recommend collections, it's always the same fucking thing. That one is by John Jeffries, that one is by John Jeffries, that one is by John Jeffries. 3 out of 4 of the collections, the suggestion you read, they are all written by John Jeffries. And it's the same with anything, like Justice League, it'll all be John Jeffries stuff, or Green Lanterns, or The Flask, or Stephen Hawkman, even fucking Batman, and he writes an awful Batman. But Batman, Earth 1, that will always be there. It's just so egomaniacal, and like, there are loads of Aquaman stories, but apparently the only important ones are of the last decade and written by John Jeffries. Like, what about that run where he loses his hand, the one from the 90s, or his origin story? I think it's called Time and Tide. Anyway, the rest of this comic is all the kids bickering, and then Billy Batson's real dad shows up, and that is the cliffhanger. And then, because this is a £5 comic, they definitely realised that this was not worth a fiver. So they beefed it up with a second story. And this is the origin of Mary Marbles. And it is a better story, really. I kind of like the art. It's Japanimation-esque. But again, this is Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, issue number 1. This backup story, it should be about him. They should maybe tell his origin story here. They've already completely undercut him in the New 52 story, and in this, his first solo comic since then, and now they're undercutting him further by devoting the backup story to Mary Marbles. But as I said, this is a better story, really. It's telling us her origin, and then right at the end, a rabbit now gets Captain Marvel powers, because having a whole family diminishing Billy Batson wasn't enough. Now we need a rabbit. I am actually annoyed I bought this. A £5 for this. Captain Marbles, the real one, Billy Batson, he's not in it. He's completely ruined by John Jeffries inserting a family of ragamuffins with the same or better powers into his origin. I was really hoping that this would be better. I was hoping that John Jeffries, and I don't doubt that his heart is in the right place. It's like Green Lanterns. I just don't really agree with what he likes about Captain Marbles. I was hoping that maybe he had learned that having 7 of them running around without properly establishing the original, I was hoping that he would realise that was a bad idea, or that maybe he saw the trailer, which does actually take some elements from his New 52 story, mainly the broad narrative. Like, maybe he saw the trailer and saw how to do the character better. But nah, this is Captain Marvel's issue number 1 from the New 52, and they just forgot to release it for years. It cost a disgusting amount of money. Someone might like it. I'm going to give this to charity, but I'm only going to rate it 7 thumbs up.